name is Kathy, and today I'll be discussing Mars in Cancer. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Mars and Cancer people have to learn to see the world around them as their parents and elders. Well, Mars and Cancer people have learned to see the world around them as their parents and elders see it, in order to fit in with them. They have learned from life to act along the lines of least resistance, using their initiative to maintain what they have learned to understand as being the truth of their own world of experiences. These people act to build security for themselves and their families. They can work very hard to build a secure home and to maintain it, but be frustrated and resentful if they feel that others are not doing their share or are actively undoing the work that they have already done. There is definitely a powerful desire within these people to own their own place and then to build or modify it to suit their own ideas. The ideas that appeal to these people in the home run to spare, functional, and efficient designs. They are not prone to wanting a lot of the frills and decorations that others may like. In essence, they want to rebuild their personal world to their own specifications and to fulfill their own needs, probably designing their homes to be as you would have preferred your early family life to have been. And so, you find these people wanting to close their personal world in around themselves, building protective barriers against whatever they may feel to be threatening. Mars and Cancer people will actively keep in touch with their families, even though they probably feel like an isolated individual within that family. This is because they are so sensitive to conflicts and hostilities, and so they end up building emotional fortresses around themselves to keep all this negativity away from them. As a result of this tendency to build these walls, it is often found that they also exclude themselves from deep involvements with others. And so they end up building their own isolation, which is not good for them. These people have a powerful tendency to cling to old arguments, often ruminating over them long after they are dead and gone as far as everyone else is concerned. But to these people, they're still alive. And so they end up recreating old patterns rather than entering into new experiences. Mars and Cancer people will usually avoid expressing their anger directly in order to prevent a lot of domestic discord, which is anathema to them. Instead, they prefer to use passive resistance by entrenching themselves in a defensive position. But on occasion, they will come out of their shells and fight, recalling every frustration and resentment that they have stored away and bringing it all out as ammunition in the fight. Mars and Cancer people fight to retain their security in their own being. This is because they feared not being safe and secure. As a result, they are always building emotional walls, not only to protect themselves from family discord, but also to keep their internal selves safe. These people inwardly fight the demand that society places on them to conform or to belong. Outwardly, these people will act as they feel others want them to, so that they can gain recognition from them and, in turn, having their existence affirmed and approved of by others. Because of this trait, they end up not acting for themselves, and so they feel that they lose part of themselves in their exchanges with others, and they resent this. The way they handle this situation is to keep hold of what they can inside of themselves while building a boundary line between their selflessness on the outside and their selfishness on the inside. If no one recognizes the things that they do for them, that you do for them, they will become very moody and emotionally frustrated. and will most probably store this away as ammunition for later use. These people want and demand recognition from parental figures, but they won't go out of their way to get this. That is beyond doing a certain amount of selfless acts. Then they will fume inside if they don't get the recognition for these selfless acts. Because this is such a major part of their personalities, it will, of course, enter into their relationships with others. You'll find these people doing all kinds of adjustments for their partners, and then find them getting very angry if the partner doesn't praise them for these selfless acts. The positive qualities of this trait lie in the capacity they have for firm internal determination and a gentle and adaptable capacity in their relationships with others. When negatively expressed, Mars and Cancer people's unhappy childhood experiences can still color their outlook on life well into advanced old age. As a result, they can get very depressed by old, sad, and sorrowful memories. When they try to snap themselves out of it, as they continually try to do, they become irritable and psychologically ill at ease. The nature of these people is towards suppressing their emotions, which never lasts very long, and so it often results in smoldering irritations that are followed by sudden outbursts of temper. When positively expressed, this pent-up feeling nature can be channeled into a passionate dedication to a cause. Very often these people will channel their fermenting feeling into a passionate cause. Mars and Cancer people tend to constantly churn up obscure old problems, and the excessive tensions that this produces is liable to create a lot of internal distress in the form of nervousness and especially digestive upsets. Sometimes these repressed emotions will lead to a dependency on things like cigarettes, alcohol, or drugs, which wreak havoc on the body. Very often, these people will use some kind of stimulant to counteract a sense of physical depletion. It is very valuable for the Mars and Cancer person to study and then to apply the principles of psychoanalysis on themselves while they are probing the depths of their own minds. In this way, they can locate hidden sources of internal conflict and find that a lot of them can be traced back to early childhood traumas or to uncongenial parents. Mars and Cancer people have a very strong domestic impulse. Here the nesting instinct is very strong, but it is often thwarted by sudden enforced changes of residence, political upheavals, or uncontrollable circumstances. Almost always there is some kind of frustration that taints the wanted harmony of the home, which is something that these people desperately want out of life. Mars and Cancer people are very often true artists. Whether they're painters, writers, sculptors, philosophers, musicians, or gentle humanitarians. There is a wonderful magical quality about these people that causes them to serve the ideal of art and not just what is fashionable at that moment. These people can be intensely ambitious and industrious, and yet they are also very changeable and lacking in continuity. They have the ability to wait for the things that they truly want and can wear away the opposition with patient perseverance. The bottom line with these people is that they want security. However, they don't particularly like other people's idea of security. Rather, they want things their way. These people would love to see the world run on home and family lines, with love at its roots. But they are enough of a realist and sufficiently experienced in domestic experiences to understand the odds against their ideals becoming reality. Mars and Cancer people are original, independent, and enterprising by nature. They love their home and especially the family ideal, but they find that their warm and cozy concepts of home and family are often disrupted from inside as well as outside of themselves. They seem to constantly have to handle the interferences from others, and so never seem to be able to settle down for long. These people have an emotional approach to action rather than a reasoning one. They have great instinctive knowledge and have learned to rely on it. As a result of this, they tend to be less rash and reckless than other more flamboyant placements of Mars might be. Mars and Cancer people are easily offended and will hold grudges. Their natures are to resent, repress, and smolder for years. As a result of this inner nature, they are often inclined to depend on alcohol, tobacco, or drugs to take their minds off of it all. It's a strange quirk of these people that they will have to move from their homes abruptly, several times in their lives, as unforeseen circumstances can involve them in sudden changes in various areas of their lives. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to create several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.